Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Recently, Jimin hasn't posted any photos or Instagram stories like some of the other BTS members. However, this simple absence has sparked all kinds of speculation across social media. Some people have started linking Jimin's inactivity on Instagram to conflicts, hidden messages, arguments, and even accusations that have absolutely no factual basis. But anyone who has followed Jimin for a long time knows that this is nothing new. Ever since he first opened his Instagram account, Jimin has always had a very relaxed approach to social media. Sometimes he'll post several photos within a short period, then disappear for weeks or even months without uploading anything new. This pattern has happened many times before, and it has never automatically meant that he was having problems with anyone. Jimin himself has even mentioned on several occasions that he often forgets the password to his social media accounts or simply forgets to open Instagram because he's not the type of person who constantly checks social media. For him, there's no obligation to post something every day just to reassure people that he's doing fine. This has always been the way Jimin uses social media, long before the current wave of speculation began. Unfortunately, every time Jimin becomes inactive for a few days, some people immediately try to find a hidden meaning behind it. It's as if someone isn't allowed to simply take a break from social media. Nowadays, whenever a celebrity stops posting for a short time, people instantly assume they're upset, fighting with someone, ending a relationship, or secretly sending coded messages to fans. But sometimes, silence is simply silence, nothing more. Even more unfortunate is that some people feel the need to find someone to blame. This time, Jungkook has become the target. Various comments have accused him of being the reason Jimin stopped posting on Instagram. According to these narratives, Jimin supposedly felt hurt because Jungkook was seen spending time with other members or appeared in photos they shared. From that simple assumption, people built an entire story claiming that Jimin became disappointed, heartbroken, and chose to stay away from social media. The reality is that there isn't a single piece of evidence or official statement supporting these claims. They're nothing more than assumptions that gradually evolve into stories presented as facts. As a result, comments such as "Jimin deserves better," "Jungkook doesn't appreciate him," and even accusations portraying Jungkook as a bad person have started circulating. But just because Jungkook is seen spending time with other members doesn't mean he has hurt anyone. It's important to remember that BTS have lived, trained, worked, and grown together for many years. Naturally, every member has moments of spending time with different members. Friendship within the group has never been limited to just two people. Supporting Jikook should mean respecting both Jimin and Jungkook as individuals, not turning one into a victim and the other into a villain simply because reality doesn't match a preferred narrative. When Jungkook is expected to constantly live up to certain fans' expectations, he's no longer treated as an ordinary person who's free to spend time with anyone he chooses. Instead, he's reduced to a character in a fan-created story. Whenever his actions seem to support a particular narrative, he's praised. But the moment he smiles, takes photos, or spends time with other members, criticism and insults quickly follow. No one deserves to be treated that way. Ironically, this pattern closely resembles the behavior that many fans have criticized for years. In the past, some people only praised Jungkook when his actions appeared to support their theories, but whenever he interacted with Jimin, baseless accusations immediately surfaced. Now, some Jikook supporters are doing something remarkably similar from the opposite side. The names and context may have changed, but the pattern remains the same. This shows that the real issue isn't any particular ship, it's the obsession with protecting a narrative while forgetting that the people being discussed are real human beings with their own lives, friendships, and personal choices. On the other hand, some Taehyung supporters have created theories that are just as exaggerated. They claim that Jimin has finally realized Jungkook prefers spending time with Taehyung and therefore decided to stop posting on Instagram. Some have even gone as far as saying they hope Jimin deletes his social media account or leaves BTS altogether. All of these theories emerged simply because Taehyung uploaded a few photos showing himself with Jungkook. In reality, those posts contained absolutely no statements about their personal relationship. They were simply photos of BTS members spending time together. Yet for some people, those ordinary pictures became enough to construct stories that go far beyond the actual facts. What's interesting is that these same people completely ignore another part of those posts. In the same set of photos, Taehyung was also seen with Jikook. Using the exact same logic, would that mean Taehyung was also confirming a special relationship with Jikook? Of course, that conclusion sounds unreasonable. This is a classic example of confirmation bias, the tendency to focus only on information that supports one's existing beliefs while ignoring evidence that contradicts them. What's even more puzzling is that despite claiming to be completely confident in their theories, their conversations always circle back to Jimin. They insist that Jimin should accept reality, give up, or even leave BTS. But if they truly believed the narrative they created, why does Jimin continue to remain at the center of their discussions? Doesn't that suggest they're the ones who keep inserting Jimin into the very story they've invented? The truth is that BTS have repeatedly emphasized that their greatest strength is being together as 7 members. For years, they have supported one another through every challenge, from their trainee days and the pressures of the industry to completing their military service. There's no reason to conclude that one member should leave the group simply to make a fan-created theory seem believable. Friendships between members can coexist without forcing anyone into unnecessary conflict. Social media is also far from being a complete reflection of someone's life. What celebrities share publicly is only a small fraction of their daily experiences. Not every meaningful moment has to be uploaded to Instagram, and not every close friendship needs to be proven through photos or stories. Each BTS member has their own unique way of using social media. Some are very active, some appear occasionally, while others simply prefer enjoying life offline without feeling the need to share everything with the public. In the end, this entire controversy began with nothing more than a few Instagram posts, and one person choosing not to post anything for a while. From that, countless theories were created and spread without evidence. Yet the reality is incredibly simple. Jimin just hasn't posted anything on Instagram. There has been no statement about conflict, no confirmation of an argument, and no evidence whatsoever that he's having issues with anyone. As fans, it's perfectly natural to have opinions or personal theories. However, it's much healthier to distinguish between facts and assumptions. A photo together is not proof of a romantic relationship. Inactivity on social media is not proof of conflict. And someone's Instagram activity should never be used as the basis for judging their character or their relationships with other people. So, until Jimin or BTS themselves say otherwise, the only fact we can confidently state is this: Jimin simply hasn't been posting on Instagram. Everything else is interpretation, speculation, and stories created by people trying to fill gaps in information with their own assumptions. As fans, perhaps the best approach is to respect the members' privacy, appreciate the moments they choose to share, and avoid rushing to believe narratives that aren't supported by evidence.